I'm seeing red again. These thoughts are stuck in my head. Somebody hold me back. I'm losing patience. So don't give me an excuse, 'cause I got nothing to lose. My fists are black and blue from hitting the pavement. Don't get in my way. It don't set me off, 'cause I'm not somebody you'd wanna cross. This wanted man got guilt on his hands, and I'm not somebody you'd understand. Feeling dangerous. I'm feeling dangerous. Let ashes burn to dust. I'm ruthless in my blood. I'm feeling dangerous. Don't get too close to me. You might not like what you see. I'm ruthless in my blood. I'm feeling dangerous.
Yeah, there's nobody that's coming to save me. Trapped in the dark, but truly that's what made me. Yeah, I'm built different, just look at all of the scars. If I didn't make the change, the world would tear me apart. I've realized to survive I had to be a beast. This determination in my heart has set me free. So can you tell me now who I got to fear? They try to knock me down, but now I'm still standing here. I use my pain, yeah, that's what makes me dangerous. Always been the underdog, pushed through all the changes. Mama always told me to be careful who you hang with. I never switched up, yeah, that's what made me dangerous. Look what I overcame, look how far I made it. They'll never knock me down, one day I'll be celebrated. Made my peace with all the harm that came to us. It made me this way, yeah, it got me feeling dangerous.
I'm feeling dangerous. Let ashes burn to dust. I'm ruthless in my blood. I'm feeling dangerous. Don't get too close to me. You might not like what you see. I'm ruthless in my blood. I'm feeling dangerous.
Yeah, look, I'm feeling dangerous. Yeah, I'm feeling dangerous. They can't stop us. They can't stop us, no. They can't stop us.
Feeling dangerous.
Feeling too dangerous. Feeling too dangerous. You feeling too dangerous.
Feeling dangerous. Don't get in my way. Don't set me off, 'cause I'm not somebody you'd wanna cross. I'm feeling dangerous. I'm feeling dangerous. Let ashes burn to dust. I'm ruthless in my blood. I'm feeling dangerous. Don't get too close to me. You might not like what you see. I'm ruthless in my blood. I'm feeling dangerous.
Yeah,
I'm feeling dangerous.
yeah, let's go.
I'm feeling dangerous.
What I got to fear? Nothing. Yeah.
Almost started muted. It's the final countdown, not the first countdown, Austin. What's good, everybody? It's Sunday. We're ready for the end of the NFL season. For some teams, they're ready to get started on next season. For a lot of other teams, though, they're trying to make the playoffs. For my team, please fucking beat the Panthers. I'm only gonna say that once this whole show. That's it. Show's over. Bucks, if you don't win, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, but I know that on the other side of things, there's a lot of football to be played out there. There's a lot of bets going in right now. My homie Kyle is getting to me with all those locks, and I know that my co-host has locks as well for his picks today. So let me bring him in here. How you doing, Syl? How you doing, bro?
I'm putting in picks right now. I'm locking in some slips right now, man. This is week 18. Man, like I said, what a season, and there's some meaningful games, you know, in week 18. So it's a good Sunday.
Yeah, it's not just everyone sits. It's actually like NFC South Championship kind of today for the Bucks. Not against the Panthers, but if they win, they win it. And basically, if you win, you're in for a lot of teams. We saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
Texans are in. They punched their ticket, man. CJ Stroud, rookie quarterback sensation, made through injury weeks, and they progressed along, and they're into the playoffs, man. How do you feel about that? Real quick before we get going here.
With the Texans,
yeah,
like I felt yesterday, you know, usually the best quarterback wins, like when it's like a close matchup. So
right.
I think both teams are real scrappy, good coaching. Like you've been shouting out Shane Steichen all year for the Colts coach, and you know, I've been shouting out D'Amico Ryans for the Texans, and it came out of those two coaches, right? And I think D'Amico Ryans coach of the year, helping the Texans go to the playoffs. CJ Stroud is him, as the kids say, and the better quarterback won, man. Jonathan Taylor played his butt off. That's probably the best game he had as a Colts. So, I mean, as Colts fans, I'll say we didn't expect our team to get that far, to even have a chance to get to the playoffs, even with Anthony Richardson, if he was healthy. Right. So the fact that we was that close, Minshew, like pay him whatever, keep him as a backup, like as long as he can, because he's a great safety blanket for that team. And Jonathan Taylor, you see why he held out, because he had over 200 yards, all-purpose yards. He's worth that money. Pay the running backs when they're special like that, right? So they did, and I feel good. I feel just better about next season now, because now we could talk for real about the AFC South next season with the Colts.
It's not just a flash in the pan with their team. I mean, especially with the rest of the team that they have. If you plug in AR, how much better can it be? I mean, the Colts, they had all the chance in the world to win that game. Like, Minshew just has to throw a better pass there on fourth down, or not even make it to fourth down, really. But like even then, on the last chance, they still had a wide open guy, and they could have easily got a first down, but he just threw it like behind him. You know, it's a bad pass.
That's like when Cam Newton, the great Cam Newton, because I gotta make sure we're all putting respect on the great Cam Newton's name. When he says there's quarterbacks there are game managers and game changers, that's the perfect example right there. You said, oh, if Minshew could have did this play, well, Minshew he's a solid veteran game manager. He got us with 9 wins. That's a great season. You know what I mean? You needed a game changer when it was time for fourth quarter, and CJ Stroud is a game changer. And like I said, that was the difference.
It's it comes down to that. And it's also kind of like if you want to look at it this way, they're doing a job. It's their occupation. So who can make things happen when you need it the most? Like when you're in a rush or something like that, when you need someone to get down to business, or can they handle it day-to-day things when it's not busy? Like, you know, there's not a whole lot of commotion. It's sort of the same thing in that regard, where like a game manager, they get ahead, they get a comfy lead, they can manage that game pretty easily, right? But you need a game changer to come in, and if you're behind and you have a rush and you need to get some orders out quick, you need that person that can do that. And that's exactly what CJ Stroud can do. I'm very excited for the Texans team going forward as a team, but as a franchise too, because that franchise has been kind of pinholed and shoeholed down there in Houston. I mean, first of all, the first franchise leaves, and then they get another one in the expansion in 2002. And they've been kind of like shit on for many, many years. I mean, they got JJ Watt, but that was like their guy. That was it. And that was all they were good for, was good defense. But now they have a whole complete team. They seem to have all the coordinators, the offensive, obviously the head coach with Ryans, but like everybody that he put into place, like it's almost like he did so much due diligence to put them in that spot. That's why they're doing so well, you know?
Well, that's the formula for, you know, we also talk about formulas. Like we're talking about organizational formulas now. Like you got to have solid coaching, and you got to have your quarterback, and then you literally could fill in everything else, as you go. Nico Collins is now, I think, a star receiver. I never heard this guy before this year. I didn't know he played before this season, but he did. So it's like he is like a playmaking wide receiver. Devin Singletary is a solid running back, but in the right system,
he's a beast.
With the right quarterback and good coaching, that they're starting something really special there with the Texans. I mean, we'll see how the playoff matchups shape up, but I'm really looking forward to seeing, just how they look, because I don't expect them to advance in the playoffs, but
go far, yeah.
But I just want to, see like, hey, are they going to, scare a team or two? Then that'd be cool.
Right. And when I have that, like, are they going to be an actual threat in the playoffs? Or like my comparison is, I think it was like 2015 Chargers, I want to say. They were on a hot streak. They were, lighting up the scoreboard all over the place, and they had to go play in New England. And everyone, the talk of the town was like, oh, Philip Rivers and the Chargers offense, they're going to like outscore the Patriots. They're going to do all this, they'll do all this. And I think the Patriots held them to like 13 points. It was like 50-13 or something like that. And I was just like, what was that again? Like, everybody, what was that conversation again? So that's kind of like what I equated to with these teams. Like, a lot of teams can be hot and they can be, they're the narrative around them. But when you go against a real Super Bowl caliber team, how are you going to look? And I hope it's not. I hope the Texans aren't like that, is what I'm saying. I hope they actually are kind of like the Denver Broncos versus the Steelers back in the day when Tim Tebow got them a win in that first round game. Who knows? I think the Texans have that capability to upset someone possibly in the first round. They could be a trap game.
I don't think no team is like, I hope we, hope the ball falls on the Texans for us. Like, I hope we play them. Like, I don't think you want to see, a real quarterback with a good coaching. That's gonna be scary.
It's too dynamic. That CJ Stroud. And then obviously there's another game there too. Let me pull that up real quick. Boom, boom. Switch this on over here. The Steelers Ravens. Steelers won that game. Huntley tried all he could to win that game, but boy, was it raining. It was raining hard.
Yeah, it was ugly.
Najee Harris went off. And the Steelers, I believe, may have punched their ticket, if I'm not mistaken. Or they need some help. They need some help today. Here's the current playoff picture. Boom, boom. Texans punched their ticket.
Yeah, they just need help, like you said. Yeah, just the Steelers. They need like either like the Bills to lose and
Jacksonville to lose.
Or both.
Both of them. It's down there, down in the fifth one down on the left. Pittsburgh can clinch a playoff berth with Buffalo loss, Jacksonville loss, or tie. So Jacksonville,
tough.
They just have to win the division, and I think they go into the number 4 seed at that point.
I don't know if you look. Did you look up at all? Trevor Lawrence. People were doubting if he was actually playing today.
They look better with CJ Beathard. Honestly,
that's what I was about to say. Like, which really didn't mean much because, like, let's see. Okay, they say he's active, so Trevor Lawrence is playing, meaning the Titans have a chance.
Right.
To win the game, but that's not a given, man. The Jags winning is really not.
It's not, especially like we've been saying that all week actually, leading up to this. Like, the final countdown was the Titans aren't gonna go quietly into today, and Mike Vrabel is pissed off. So you don't want a pissed off Vrabel coaching against your team, and they're in Tennessee. I will say this though, Jacksonville, they have a better road record than they do at home this season. So they've been a better road team. So it's not necessarily a slight against them. It might make them better on the road. For whatever reason, when they play in Duval, they just can't play up to the standards against the home team. But yeah, man, there's the Steelers. They have a chance. But they need Buffalo to lose. They have to wait to the end of today to get to their results.
Yeah, so those two games they're going to be scoreboard watching. But with the Steelers, it's tough. They lost T.J. Watt in the game. Right? That was tough to see because it's like, man, y'all got this far because of that strong D line, him and Highsmith all season. That's been the constants. Mm-hmm. And for them to get this far, Kenny Pickett was healthy, but Tomlin was like, "No, sit this one out, kid. We're going to mix it up." And they scratched, and clawed the backups for the Ravens most of that game for a 17-10 win. But you lost your all-world defensive player, and you're still scoreboard watching as well. successful season. I'll say Mike Tomlin once again a
Right.
10-win season.
Hold it together somehow.
Winning record when you really didn't have a quarterback all year. Terrible offensive coaching. And you still got 10 wins. So let's see. Well, like I said, that'd be scoreboard watching.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. And I guess they don't have to wait all game because, or all day, I should say, because they need Jacksonville to lose too. So if Jacksonville doesn't lose, the Bills game doesn't even matter. But let's start off with that Jacksonville Titans game. Jacksonville on the road. Trevor Lawrence is playing. And Titans, they have, I think they have their full squad. I don't see any reason why anybody would be sitting.
Will Levis is not playing.
Ryan Tannehill's starting. Yeah. Hey, man, they might give him a better chance. I don't know, dude.
I'm just going to make this quick. I'm picking the Jags. Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill, bro.
Sorry, Ryan Tannehill, bro. I thought your reawakening was going to be with Mike Vrabel, but it wasn't much. It wasn't much, dude. Yeah, sorry, Ryan Tannehill. He's going to be a journeyman in the NFL, I think, going around to a bunch of different leagues. There's a chance he can win today. Oh, and shout out to my dog barking. I think, obviously, Jaguars, they have to win to get in, I think, if I'm not mistaken. They're not.
Yeah, they have to win. Yeah.
So, like, what are we doing here? There's a reason why it's 4.5. I think it's mostly because Vegas is like, we don't think they're going to win by just a field goal, but they're not sure how much they're going to win by because Jaguars have been shaky, especially against division opponents this season. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans actually cover that spread there. But yeah, Jacksonville for the win on the road. Hopefully for Jaguars fans, they don't see a whole lot of the bewilderment on Trevor Lawrence's face. And we got Vikings-Lions after that. 3.5-point spread. This is going to be an interesting game. It's a division game, I believe, and Vikings have to win in order to get into the playoffs. And I think I'm going to just need to have this sheet just ready to go. Where's Vikings here? On the right side? Minnesota can clinch a playoff berth they have to win, and they need help. Green Bay has to lose. And Seahawks has to lose, and Tampa Bay has to lose. But there's a chance. You're saying there's a chance. They're on the bubble, I believe. Yeah. They have a 10% chance to get into the playoffs if they win. That's hilarious, dude. I don't think they're gonna win either way though, because they don't have Kirk Cousins there, and they needed to win last week, and they just came up short.
Real quick, because I want to just make sure with the scenarios we talked about with the Steelers, they need either or to lose, either Buffalo or Jags to lose. That's how they would get in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So but like you said, that first game, if the Jags win, then they still are hoping the Bills lose.
They have to have the Bills lose. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so it's they have more of a chance on and when we're looking at this Minnesota scenario.
Yeah, Minnesota might see that's a tough one. They need like what is it, like a win and hopefully 3 other teams
lose. Yeah.
Like it's not looking too good right there.
That's what I said. Even with a win for them, they still only have a 10% chance to make the playoffs, which is horrendous. Hey man, we try to be brutally honest here, Richard. I appreciate y'all for being here, man. And I'm gonna pick Lions at home. They actually haven't played the greatest at home, but the Vikings they're limping to this point in the season. They have so many injuries on their team, and they just don't look good with Nick Mullins in there. Like the best they looked was with Pasternak in there, and then he kind of fell off too. So Vikings, it sucks the way your season has gone, but I think they should be happy to even be in this position to have a chance, because after Kirk Cousins goes down, you kind of think like, all right, it's over. It's just like the Jets, right? They could have had a Jets type season, but they didn't. So good to the Vikings, but I think they unfortunately meet their demise today, and the Lions get that win and they roll on into the playoffs. What do you think is going to happen in Detroit, bro?
Yeah, I think the Lions take care of business. I mean, they was a little sloppy after Thanksgiving, which that's how we measure title contenders, and I just don't think the Lions are that title contender. But they're going to wrap up. Obviously, they have the division wrapped up. They're shaping up for that possible first round matchup with the Rams that we're hoping and praying to the football gods that we get, because that'd be so perfect for Dad to come back to Detroit and play the Lions, in the playoffs. So we'll see. But yeah, I think they covered the spread. The Vikings, I don't know. It's like, because off season is going to be just as entertaining. Because like, are they going to pay Kirk Cousins? Is he worth that $50 million a year contract? Because that's what he's going to ask for. That the market's going up, So that's going to be very interesting, because you don't have your future quarterback in house right now. Vikings, you don't. You could draft a kid, but then you're going to need a year or two. So that's going to be interesting to see how that shapes up. You have all the other pieces you need. You just need a quarterback.
Right. Exactly. And that's probably why they were able to contend so well, which makes me question a little bit about the Jets, man. It's like, were they really, is it really just the quarterback they needed, or do they need a whole lot of other pieces? Which is why I think, Aaron Rodgers, if he was 100% or able to go, it would have been nice to see him, to see what the Jets are with Aaron Rodgers, because I think they need a whole lot more than just Aaron Rodgers on the Jets side. But we're not getting to them yet. We actually have an NFC South matchup, another one, Falcons-Saints after the Lions game. And it's only a 3-point spread. Saints are at home. They played well at home, but they've also been beat at home this season. So it's not a surefire win. Derek Carr, are you going to play well all game? Or are you going to have some really bad mistakes where we see you on the sideline just pissed off? And are we going to see Taysom Hill make some plays? They came against the Buccaneers last week and played like a completely different team. I will say also, Buccaneers played like a completely different team, almost like a team that just thought they were going to win that game by not trying. So I hope it was crazy. It was an abysmal game to watch. But Saints, they played well, and they showed that they are very dynamic on offense. At this point in the season, they've learned what they need to learn, and they can do a lot of different things. So I'm actually going to go Saints for the win. And Falcons, they don't have a quarterback. They have a lot of other things. They have a decent defense, but a very good running attack. But they've I'm very surprised the Falcons are even in contention. I think it's just because they're in this division. That's the only reason why they're in contention.
Oh, yeah. They're like a game behind.
Right.
So, yeah.
And last weekend, the Bucks could have clinched the division already with a win. They could have put everybody out of contention, but Falcons are still in it, and they can still get in. Let me look at the scenarios real quick. I think they're on here. New Orleans
and
Tampa Bay loses. So the Panthers somehow beat Tampa Bay. Atlanta can get in with a win, and New Orleans can get in as well. They have to win or tie, and Tampa Bay has to lose. So both of these teams need Tampa Bay to lose in order to get in. It's not just win and get in for them, because they've lost. I think that Tampa Bay has the tie records against.
They need help. Which is, it's gotta be a terrible. I think someone said that on TV yesterday. Like, you go through, 17 weeks, well now 18 weeks in the NFL, and it was Ocho Cinco that said this, and he was like, "You get this far, and you still don't control your own destiny. That has to feel terrible." 18 weeks. That's
the point, though, right? Like other teams that did control their destiny, they just put in the work and put in the time, and things went right for them. So it's like that's how the NFL season plays out. You need to play your cards right at the right time in order to be in a good position, and not unfortunately be in the position that the Falcons and Saints are in. And like I said, though, I think Saints pull out the win, and they all ultimately have a better chance in the playoffs anyways. I'd be very surprised if the Falcons get the upset at New Orleans, especially to end the season. Like, that would be monumental in my eyes as an NFC South guy. So what do you think is going to happen in New Orleans? Do you think that voodoo gets a hold of the Falcons?
It's been a weird year, man. Like you said, week 18, NFC South, like, is literally, it comes down to this last game for all the teams that's trying to win that division. The Saints, they haven't been consistent all year. The Falcons, they don't have a quarterback. So you mix all that together, I guess the Falcons will just win on the road. Like, why not? It's like nothing happens how it's supposed to happen in that division. So
that's fair.
The Vikings, I think they're going to pull this out, and they're going to send as many tips as possible to the Panthers to see if they can beat the Buccaneers.
We know this. Yeah, right. As they're playing at the same time, right? That'd be hilarious. That'd be
You gotta
hilarious.
do.
And another division matchup, AFC East, Jets Patriots. It's only a 1.5 point spread. Is it because there aren't people playing, or is it just because both these teams suck? I think it's the latter, man. I think it's the latter. But Patriots at home, you got to give them an edge. I don't know if that place is going to be sold out or not. I mean, I hope Patriots fans are in there to give, because this may or may not be Bill Belichick's last game as a Patriots head coach.
Oh, you're speculating that now? What's
It
going on?
may,
It took you 18
or
weeks?
I said may or may not. I said may or may not.
Hey, that's
For
as
some
much as you
people-
got from you.
For some people, they think it's gonna be his last game. I don't think it is for me. I think it'd be a stupid ass decision. Like, it's so dumb. Like, the same thing with Tom Brady, right? We get rid of Tom Brady, and then all other teams like are probably gonna want that quarterback back, right? Every other team is probably going to want Bill Belichick if they have a head coaching vacancy. So it's like, why is our trash everybody else's treasure? I don't get that. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Why not keep the winningest head coach in NFL history? The second winningest head coach, and figure some shit out. I hate how the society is today, and maybe it's just me. It probably is, but like, let's throw away something that doesn't work and buy something new. Like, nah, why don't we just fix it? We don't have to buy something new. And I think literally you're sitting on an antique that's worth millions of dollars. You just got to fucking refurbish it a little bit. Like, what are we doing? So if they do get rid of him, I will say at least he can't just walk away. We're not going to get anything from him. He's still on contract year till next year. So it would be a trade, if anything. So we would be getting something back. So, hey, if you want Bill Belichick, you better be coming to the party with a whole lot of favors. We're not going to just take him for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it could be his last game today as the Patriots head coach. I don't think it's going to be. I think that day is far away from now. But Patriots, Jets, Patriots for the win at home. Who do you think is going to win in Foxborough today, bro?
Yeah, Patriots at home. I think they get the win. The Jets is like, did all of them really travel to this game? Like, it's just, the home team wins the game.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. And Jets, hopefully you figure it out for next season, because golly, what a season it was. We had to keep so many storylines going for the Jets this year because no Aaron Rodgers. So hopefully Aaron Rodgers can have a whole healthy season next season. And then the game I'm waiting for, Buccaneers Panthers, bro. It's coming down to the line. If we win, we are in. It's simple as that. Playing the worst team in the league. Last week, we played like the worst team in the league. So I hope that team doesn't show up. Everyone's got the mentality, we got to win to get in. The tight end group this morning was walking barefoot on the field in Carolina in 40 degrees. I don't know if it's just to get their senses awake or whatever, get them awake, but I like it. I'm with it. So I hope that the energy, those vibes, they carry on into the game. I hope we blow out this team as we should, and I hope we cover the spread as we should. It's 4.5 points for a reason. We should get this win. So go and get this win, go into the playoffs, and we'll talk about that later on. I'll see how they do in the playoffs. But Buccaneers, you better fucking win this game or I'm going to lose a gasket. What do you think is going to happen in Carolina today, dude? Bucks versus Panthers.
Well, they played a month ago, right? Bucks and Panthers, right before the Bucks kind of went on this run that they've been on. That game was 21-18. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's interesting. Now, in that game, the Panthers had a great running game. Chuba Hubbard, Miles Sanders. That's their formula to help Bryce Young. You don't want Bryce Young to try to throw the ball too many times. So if the Panthers get some kind of running game, they can make this interesting. Now, and with the Bucks, my thing is, which version are we seeing? We're seeing them get the ball to Mike Evans. It's week 18, win and you're in. I gotta believe they won't have like this brain lapse to not throw to Mike Evans in this game. So
I know
if you throw to Mike Evans, you should feel like you have a better chance than when you're not throwing to him. So it's game time, right? I think the Bucks pulled this out, but I think the Panthers gonna make you a little more nervous in this game at home for them. But the Bucks, they know how they need to play to win this game, and it will be no excuse if they don't play their style.
Yeah, dude. If they don't play their style, if they lose this game, I think it's guaranteed that Todd Bowles is fired. After if you lose this game against the worst team in the NFL, like you got to be fired, dude. That's the only consolation I'll take off of a loss is at least we'll get rid of that head coach. But Browns Bengals, another division matchup at the end of the year. Gotta love it. Now Bengals are favored by 7.5 points. I think it's because Browns are sitting everybody. Joe Flacco is probably sitting today. I would be very surprised if he's starting.
Flacco's sitting.
It's just hilarious because he was sitting before he was on the Browns team on the couch, and now he played so well he gets to sit out being paid for it. And he had some kind of incentive. I put it in the chat. I should have remembered.
Yeah.
It. But he had like I think it was like a $750,000 dollar incentive for playing the 50%
a certain number of steps. Yeah.
And they switched it just to get it just being on the 53-man active roster. So shout out to the Browns. Not all businesses. Not all businesses are shiesty and they try to take all your money. They won't always ask you to deny or get rid of your own guaranteed player contracts for your health. Just in case of injury. Not every organization does that. Some organizations will actually change the contract up so you can get paid. So shout out to the Browns for doing that though, because they're actually they're under. They don't have a whole lot of cap space to work with, right? But they're compensating somebody for doing something great for them, and I think it's awesome.
That's coming from the owner's pockets right there. I mean, that's what they're doing with that. So I mean, I believe in having. Good juju, so to speak. Not like as far as like karma and like things happen. Because what I'm saying is that when you do good things to good people, then there's going to be a player that's going to be like, hey, I'm going to give you a hometown discount because you were good to this player, right? So good things. That's how you do it as an organization. As the Browns, the organization is changing, and having Flacco on this magical ride. Take care of your quarterback, man.
Right. Take
care of your quarterback. Make sure he's safe. Tuck him in this week. You know what I'm saying? Wipe his mouth because it's gonna be a war next. When the playoffs start.
Absolutely, man, and he's gonna be ready. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's gonna be ready. But Browns versus Bengals, man. Everyone's sitting. They're in Cincinnati. Bengals would love to give themselves a nice little win. I don't think the Bengals aren't in contention. Let me check that real quick. I don't think they are.
I don't think so. I think after that last loss.
Yeah, they're not in contention. They're not.
Yeah. So this is all about, incentives because that's funny. Watching that Ravens game, it's like Jadeveon Clowney was out there, most of the first half because he had to get one more sack to get like 500,000 or 750,000. So he got his sack and he was celebrating in the middle of the game. Everybody in the crowd's like, "What are you so hyped for?" Like, "Hey, we're just cheering with him." He was at home in Baltimore, and then it was like, "Yeah, he's got $750,000 for that sack." So incentives. So the Bengals, Jamar Chase, he may have a catch incentive, yardage incentive. Jake Browning, hey guys, keep me around because you know what I mean. He's gonna try to play his best. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna. I still want to see how that offense operates in this game, but with the Browns sitting Flacco, you know the Bengals winning this game. So.
Thanks. Sorry, I need my charger from my girl real quick. Yeah, dude, I think that they're gonna get it. Incentives are really gonna drive some playoff bets today, or I should say some end of the week bets. Jamar Chase, get you those incentives, dog, because it's been a hell of a year. And also, little ditty about this. Reporters, stop asking players about their contracts in a fucking locker room. That question that Jamar Chase got asked was so unprofessional. I cannot believe that this guy had the audacity. Oh, will you take a discount to keep T. Higgins around? With T. Higgins probably down the line? What are we doing? Were you trying to say stuff to this guy to screw himself before the negotiation happens?
Sports media, man. It's like, I understand. It's like it's a gift and a curse because you have all these dumb reporters in your face means that the NFL is making a lot of money and you're getting a lot of exposure, and so that means your contracts are bigger. But this is part of it. This dumb media questions like that. And I mean, and they have I'm sure you know this, like especially when rookies come in the league, they have these seminars where they try to prepare them for the media. They have media training during the week as well. Like, if you're in the quarterback room, hey, they may ask you this dumb question, like, be ready for that dumb question,
Right.
So it's like Jamar Chase, he knows it's coming, but still, I love his attitude because he always has a straight face, like, like this is a dumbest question.
He's like, you're getting a little spicy now. You're getting a little spicy.
So he knew that was coming, right? But hey, it's a business. It's a business, man, and so he's going to keep it business. But I'll answer it for him. No, he's not taking a discount.
No,
he's a top 3 receiver in the league. He needs to be paid that. He needs probably a raise. Actually, Jamar Chase does. So. T. Higgins, you may just be a casualty, bro.
Sorry, T. Higgins might have to take the discount, to be honest. Like, if he wants to stay with Cincinnati, like that's really
There's
what
levels
it is.
to this, man. Come on now.
That's not.
You don't
so unprofessional.
You don't go to Randy Moss in his prime. You gonna take a pay cut?
Right.
Bro, whoever can, if y'all ain't enough money for y'all need to go because. He's getting his money, okay?
Right.
He eats first.
What are we talking about, dude? I was so pissed off about that question. And just like the guy had the audacity to ask him in the locker room, like, what the fuck are you doing? Maybe like ask him somewhere else. But also it's just like trying to put him behind the 8 ball ahead of the negotiations.
For a
like,
story.
Yeah, right. For a story. Just for some clicks, man. This is a guy's livelihood.
That's what it comes down to, man.
Multi-generational wealth. And you're trying to fuck that up. That's what's fucked up. But yeah, you're right. Shout out to the people who actually do prep these players for these questions and make them equipped, because golly, sports media needs some changing around. But that is the 1:00 games. They're about to tip off right now, and we got your Bears versus the Packers. They're trying to play spoiler at the end of the year here. Do you think they're going to do it? It's on the road in Lambeau, 3-point spread. What do you think is going to happen, bro?
Bro, so first off, SylNation Sports Network, we're gearing up just in time for the end of the NFL season. I have a nice Bears video looking forward to the off season. And I was going to put this out last week, but I was like, let's see how this last game goes first.
Right. Let's see.
Because we have all the cards in the deck for off season to remake this Bears franchise, right? So this is the greatest time of the year for me. But this game here, the current roster, this is a playoff game right here. Packers win and they're in. Bears win and the Packers are not in. Like this is the playoffs right here, man. This is like a bowl game in the college football. Like you can get the Fiesta Bowl and like just
facts.
Just show up. Division rivalry. Justin Fields, this is your 3rd season. You need to beat the Packers. You haven't beat the Packers. This is the time to beat the Packers.
0-3, right?
Okay. Yeah, I mean he's been close a couple times. That if you're going to be a Bears player, quarterback, or if you're going to be a great Bears player that's known just in our lore, you got to beat the Packers at least one time. The great Devin Hester beat the Packers one time. And I say he beat him because his punt return beat him in the game. Right?
Yeah.
So it was like he should be a Hall of Famer, first off. He's finalist. Devin Hester's the greatest returner ever. Jay Cutler got the pack. And I know Jay Cutler
was that Cutler?
he was great for us Bears. So I'm just saying we made it to the NFC title game and then he got hurt. But anyway. So if you're going to be in Bears lore, you got to beat the Packers. So Justin Fields, this is what's in front of you. Right now, the Bears defense, this is what's in front of you. Jalen Johnson, Montez Sweat, all those boys there. DJ Moore, probably going to be our greatest Bears receiver ever. This dude had an incredible season. This is think of last year. The Lions get down to week 18. Lions knew they were eliminated from the playoffs, but the Packers had to win to get in. And the Lions went in there and beat the Packers in Aaron Rodgers' career. Yeah, at Lambeau, right? That's what the Bears should be thinking. And then all of a sudden the Lions, they bust out. They get like a 12-win season. That's the formula for the Bears.
Right.
Go in the Packers specifically and in their season, and then you'll be launched to 12 wins next season. So, yes, of course, I am picking the Bears. We're bearing down for week 18. Now, I don't know what the future holds for Justin Fields. We're going to talk about that in that video that I dropped. It's still not a guarantee that they're going to keep him. They may flip him for like a 2nd-round pick and some other picks, and and pick their new quarterback and, you know what I'm saying, put their future in their choice of a quarterback. I've grown to love Justin Fields. So wherever, if he's with us or goes anywhere else, probably the Falcons, I'm going to cheer for him big time because he's won me over. And DJ Moore, that connection, I would love to see that again. Yeah. But DJ Moore, I think, had that connection with anyone. I'm just saying.
He had it with whoever was playing for the Carolina Panthers last year.
He had like 10 quarterbacks with the Panthers, right? And he's always made plays, right? So Justin Fields is probably the best quarterback he's had so far. We're going for the Bears, obviously. I mean, this is just the coaching staff is on, like, everyone is on the line for this game. You show up as saving jobs. It's feeding families. So we're going for the Bears for the win, man. At Green Bay.
At Green Bay. Hey, man, that's a hell of an upset pick. And what a storyline that would be for the Bears going into the offseason. Like, we ended the Packers season. We did it. And as far as Justin Fields go, man, I hear you with, like, his future is uncertain. But I think as you know, we're talking about good juju. I think it'd be bad juju if they got rid of him, man. Because as you're a Bears fan, you've been won over by him. How many times can you say that for Bears quarterbacks in the last 10 years? You know what I'm saying? How many times you've been won over by a Bears quarterback? Mitch Trubisky didn't win you over. That's for damn sure. You got Justin Fields as one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the NFL. And I think his ceiling is you know, not even close to being reached yet as far as what he can do. So I think it would be some bad juju if they got rid of him, but I would understand the move.
I do gotta agree with that too, because it's like with we talk about the Browns, you know, Flacco technically didn't hit his incentive, so they could have been like, you didn't make it, you know, we're arresting you. So that's just it, right?
Sorry.
But they kind of did the Browns did the right thing. Now with the Bears, it's like I said, I think, let's say he goes out there and the Packers just wash him off the field. It's like, okay, it's been cool, kid. Like, you know, but if he goes out today and balls, though, it's like, bro, you kind of got to keep him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, it all depends. Any given Sunday, you can make your future or break your future. But I'm right there with you. I think the Bears play heartbreaker on the road, and I'm not going to bet against history. It happened last year with Aaron Rodgers. If I'm going to say it's not going to happen this year with Jordan Love, I'd be a hypocrite, I think. So I think Bears get the win. They end the Packers season, and the Packers got to figure out a whole bunch. Bears, which is funny because, you know, Bears winning, they don't go to the playoffs, but they feel good going into the offseason, right? There's a lot of upside to the offseason. Packers, if they lose and they don't get into the playoffs, whole different scenario for where they feel that they're at, because they have to make a whole bunch of wholesale changes, you know?
They're going to have their excuses. Christian Watson, he's been out for like a month. That's their best weapon. They're going to fall on just say it's a new, you know, kind of a regime change at quarterback. Matt LaFleur, you know, he's not in any trouble as far as coaching. And actually, I think they've bounced back and had a good season. The Packers actually have. Yeah. You know, having 9 wins, that's not a bad year. But that's what they end up at. But yeah, you got to make sure it could be something with the running game, but their defense definitely needs some help. So yeah, they're going to need something. You know, they're going to look at the actual roster,
right?
You know, especially if they lose this game today.
And they don't have as many, if not even close to the amount of like draft picks and capital that the Bears do, and comparatively to be able to bolster up their roster. But after that, another division. Is it all division games today? I think it is. Cowboys, Commanders. Yeah, shout out. 13.5 point spread, biggest spread of the day. It's because the Cowboys, they can't sit anybody. They still the division's not necessarily locked up. The playoffs aren't locked up yet. And they're looking over at the Eagles who are playing the Giants, kind of in the same pedigree, but the Commanders are way worse, right? Commanders are way worse. And Ron Rivera is getting expedited at the end of the season. Cowboys for the win on the road. I don't know if they're going to cover the spread, though. I wouldn't bet on that. 13.5 points. That's a little iffy. Just
Yeah.
because, it is the end of the year. Who knows how hard they're going to be playing once they go up by a couple of touchdowns, and the Commanders might get some garbage touchdowns at the end of the game. But definitely Cowboys win on the road. Who do you got in DC today, bro?
Yeah, kind of similar. I mean, the Cowboys will win, but they have been terrible on the road all year. So that's why I'm not touching that spread at all. But, the Cowboys, you do got to take care of business here now. Like, don't just, kind of, because they have to win. Because if they lose, if the Cowboys lose and the Eagles win, then the Eagles win a division. That drops the Cowboys down to the 5th seed, meaning they're likely having a date with the Buccaneers. So that's the difference in this, instead of having to win a division. So yeah, a home game. So, but yeah, Cowboys for the win. Not touching the spread, and so that's what it is.
It's an easy pick there. Cowboys for the win. Broncos Raiders, not such an easy pick. Russell Wilson's not playing. Forget who, the Easton Stick, I think, is the guy who's starting for the Broncos. Didn't play great last week, and the Raiders are actually trying to play into the playoffs, I believe. Let me see. Raiders. Oh no, they're not. They're not.
They're not. Yeah.
Dang. Sorry, Raiders. But I believe who they're playing against, they're not even in it either. Broncos. So this is like, what are you gonna do? Player incentives game. That's probably what this game is.
Yeah.
Incentives game. So there's still two teams don't like each other, and they, the division matchup as it is. I'm gonna go Raiders just because they look like a better team. All the players, all the talk of the town with the Raiders is, are you gonna keep Antonio Pierce as the coach? And everyone's like, yeah, he has my vote. He has my vote. But also, you got to think about Harbaugh's out there. Possibly Bill Belichick might be out there as a head coach. So, like, Raiders, I don't think they've decided yet. But I will say, when we talk about that juju, man, don't hire anybody else. Hire Antonio Pierce. All the players want to play for him.
I look at, like, especially with coaching or, like, quarterback, like, you referenced Tebow earlier with the Broncos. That year they beat the Steelers, in the playoffs, right? And then all of a sudden Peyton Manning was available.
Yep.
And it's like, so if you're going to, like, go against team sentiments and, like, get juju, you better get a Hall of Famer, right? Mm-hmm. So with the Raiders, I mean, Antonio Pierce, the locker room loves him. If they do hire someone, you definitely need him a part of whatever you're doing, because the players are bought into, and the Raiders, they've had a bounce back second half of the season. So we'll see how that shapes out. I hope he gets the job. I think he deserves it. But this game here, incentive game, win at home. Devontae Adams probably needs a couple catches,
right?
To get his incentives.
Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs, probably needs some yards here and there. So, Raiders home team for the win with that.
And last game in LV until the Super Bowl, technically too. So it's gonna be a big game for Las Vegas and all the fans there. And then we have we're gonna leave Chiefs Chargers for the end. We have the other NFC East matchup: Eagles versus Giants. Giants are eliminated. We know that, but they also want to play spoiler. They don't want the Eagles to win a division. Oh yeah, fuck you, man. We don't. I mean, I know they hate the Cowboys just as much, but the Eagles and New York, New Jersey, that's really like a 45-minute drive to Philadelphia. Like, I'll be surprised if there's not a hell of a lot of Philadelphia fans in New York today, especially because Giants fans, they don't care right now about their team. So they're probably not even showing up for this game. I think it's Teddy Two Gloves who's in. Teddy Bridgewater. No, Tyrod Taylor. That's his name.
Taylor, he's been playing great.
He's been playing great. Saquon's been playing great. He might have some incentives to go after as well. And the Giants aren't just going to sit this one out. The Eagles can't sit this one out either, as we talked about the Cowboys earlier. This is going to be a close game. They played a couple weeks ago. It was a close game then, too. I think the Eagles barely won that. They won by 5 points or something. So that's why this spread is 4.5. But Eagles, can you get the win? Can you? This might be the last game, the last regular season game for Kelsey, their center. And I think I saw a quote for him today. He's like, I'm learning to appreciate this more and more every day because I'm counting down to the last day I'm going to be doing this. So I think he's actually happy to get the fuck out of the league with all that's happened with them this season. The coordinators changing and how they just completely fell off. compared to what they were. And in the month of December, like the time of the year when you don't want to be falling off, I think Giants get the steal at home today. And we see a little bit of Giants love on the road. Eagles, you've been decent on the road this season, but I just don't think that they're going to get the win. And I think the Cowboys ultimately have the home game for the NFC East, and the Eagles got to go on the road in Tampa, which I think I feel pretty good about that game if that's the game for the playoffs. But Giants home upset for today. What do you think is going to happen at MetLife, bro?
Man, the Eagles that's such a weird year. They start off like with 10-0 or whatever, and like this is like kind of where we're at now, that they're reeling. They're already locked into the playoffs, but they just had a terrible stretch like the last month, like after Thanksgiving. They've been terrible. On the road, I mean, you got to feel like, okay, the Eagles, they're better than the Giants, but just the Eagles are not playing like a top tier team. They're just not. I think they're going to edge out this win. Like, I think if I was to bet on this game, I would take the plus 4.5 on the Giants, because I think they won't lose by more than 4 points. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be just a close. I think the Eagles still could win, but they won't cover their spread. So that's kind of how I look at this game. That the Eagles, they're exerting more effort than they should need for all these games, and they're backing into the playoffs into a buzzsaw. Right. I've never seen this happen with any team. Like, this is crazy. But yeah, I think they're going to get the win. And hey, I mean, if they eke this out and somehow the Cowboys fumbles their game, then they may back into a division win. Who knows, man? It's just crazy, man. But I'm gonna pick the Eagles. I don't trust the spread with them.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, 4.5 point spread, it's a hard spread to pick against too. It's like, that's one that I don't like to even touch. But man, Eagles, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens at 4:00 today, and how you go into the season. You're right though. You might. What a weird way to back into a division title. Who knows? Who knows? That might happen. And continuing the division trend, obviously, Seahawks, Cardinals. Seahawks can win and possibly get in today into the playoffs. So they're playing for that. Geno Smith is playing for that. And Kyler Murray, they just upset the Eagles, I believe, a couple weeks ago. They are playing. And they're actually playing, I think, more so for their jobs, the coaching staff and all of that, because they're ready to make some wholesale changes down there in Arizona too. Obviously, you need to, but obviously with Kyler Murray, you're a whole different team. And they play with some zest on there in the Cardinals, and they have a decent defense. So it's like, all right, well, I guess we can't necessarily pick against you every time you go to play. And they're at home. Like, come on. I'm surprised that it's even 3 points. I expect it to be a little bit closer with how they play teams, but I guess that's just Vegas judging the Eagles. Like, the Eagles are that bad. And the Seahawks still are favorites on the road. I got to pick the Cardinals, though, man. They've been doing upsets all season long at this time of the year, and Kyler Murray is just that tenacious. I don't think the Seahawks defense is going to be able to stop Kyler Murray. I mean, the Eagles defense wasn't able to stop Kyler Murray. So I'd be surprised if the Seahawks are able to pull off this win. And I'll pull up the scenarios real quick so we can see who they're on the right side here. Where are they?
So they didn't win. They're like 5-6 down. Yeah,
5-6 down. So they need to win, and Green Bay needs to lose.
That's literally it. Okay.
As the most probable thing. If they tie, they can still get in, but they can't lose. Basically, you can't lose. You can tie and get in with some help, but they do need some help today. They need to win, and they need Green Bay to lose, which we think that might happen. So there's a good chance they can get into the playoffs if they get the win on the road in Arizona. But I think Kyler Murray is going to take it. What do you think is going to happen in Arizona today, man?
Yeah, I think the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are actually going to take this on the road. I mean, they have a lot. They obviously have a lot to play for. You win, and you're kind of scoreboard watching during the game as well. Seahawks is probably sending over game plans over to the Bears staff. Like, hey, this is how you stop them. We've played them before as well. Like, let's join forces and get us into the playoffs. I wouldn't mind seeing the Seahawks, sneak into the playoffs here, because I think they're above average team, but they are a complete team. It's just they're not dynamic at all. The Seahawks are not, but I just think on the road with a lot to play for, division rivalry, Coach Carroll, I think, is going to have them ready to play. And just it's going to fall. The talent will just determine if Kyler Murray just goes off, then, Seahawks don't have any game changers.
Right.
Kyler Murray is like a system by itself. So he can definitely just show up and, kind of be the difference in this game. But I'm going to pick the Seahawks because, like I said, they still have a lot to play for. They have to win. And, and then, like I said, they'll be hoping my Bears pull off the upset as well.
At the same time, right? And Kenneth Walker III is back, and obviously DK Metcalf is playing. It's just like, can you get them the ball and to make a play? It's the ball starts with Geno, and then you got to decipher where to go from there. So hopefully they get their playmakers the ball and they get the win to get into the playoffs. But I still think that Kyler Murray is going to play spoiler at home for Arizona. And then we got Rams 49ers. Rams already punched their ticket. 49ers already punched their ticket. But both these teams do not like each other. Now, basically the whole 49ers team is sitting out. I think some players might have some incentives that they might be going after, but Brock Purdy's sitting out, and I believe like the entire defense is sitting out. Surprised that the 49ers are still favored in this game. I didn't see if the Rams were sitting anybody out on that side of things.
Yeah, I'm not sure because I think that's why this line is like this. I think both teams may just be like, hey, we're going to kind of sit everybody out, have some of the backups. Again, people that may need a couple catches here or there. I'm not seeing anything out the check afterwards.
Yeah,
I'm sure I'm sure there's a reason why
it's 4.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
There's got to be a reason why. But if Matthew Stafford's in, I'm going to give the Rams the edge. I know Cooper Kupp is out and Puka Nacua is in because I think he's still going for that rookie season single season record. So if that's the case, I wouldn't be surprised if Matthew Stafford's in to try and get him the record. And if Matthew Stafford's playing and Brock Purdy isn't, I'm giving the Rams the win on the road. And I think more of those people will be playing for the Rams because they want to have that run, that momentum going into the playoffs. Like the 49ers, they're going to get a bye week. The Rams aren't. They may try and go up in this game and then sit their offensive players after that, their first team players after that. But I don't think they're going to sit for the entire game. How about them Cowboys? We'll see, man. We'll see how about them Cowboys and if they can cover that spread today. Well, we'll see. But no, I think the Rams play spoiler on the road. We've seen the 49ers without their star players. Not great. And without all their star players today, I think the Rams get the win on the road and go into Detroit next week, ideally, and keep that momentum at an all-time high, man. I think Matthew Stafford is Dad of the Year. He won that award by coming back and playing lights out. And relating to his kids. I think he gets the win on the road today. Rams get the win on the road in Santa Clara. What do you think is going to happen, Rams versus 49ers?
Yeah, I'm just going to go with the Rams. Like I said, it's uncertain how much the Rams we know the 49ers sitting everybody, important out. Just sort of like how, what the Ravens did with the Steelers, right? That's kind of what the 49ers are going to do because the 49ers have the number 1 seed NFC, right? So,
right.
The Rams, like I said, it's still unclear how much they're going to play their guys because they're locked in. But do they, and you don't want to kind of scoreboard watch during the game to see how, which team is sliding down and stuff like that. I think the Rams are securely in the 6th seed as well. So It's like they really don't gain anything. You know what I mean? So, but I'm just going to go with the Rams just because I know the 49ers are sitting out as many people as possible. So we'll go with that.
And steal the win just because of that, because you're playing against the second teamers and Sam Darnold. Get you a win, Rams on the road. And Chiefs, Chargers. Chiefs are in the playoffs. Chargers are not in the playoffs. But this game is only a 3.5 point spread. I'm surprised by that. Chargers, I think Justin Herbert is playing, obviously. They're playing for their incentives. We know that the coach is already gone, and the Chargers are going to make some wholesale changes too at the end of the season. But they don't want to go into the offseason without a win. That's why they're favored at home. Chiefs are probably sitting people as well. And I don't know if anybody on their team is going for incentives. I don't know if they caught the ball enough to get even close to the incentives. So who knows with the Chiefs. But I'm going to go Chiefs on the road to win against the Chargers because the Chargers just find ways to lose this season. They're going to keep it close. It's going to be a close game, but I think the Chiefs ultimately get the win on the road in LA, where the Chargers have lost all season long at home. So what do you think is going to happen versus the Chiefs against the Chargers, bro?
Yeah, with the Chiefs, like I said, I think most people sitting for the Chiefs. So I think it'd just be like a home, like a homecoming game for the Chargers. Just go and get a win, just to kind of feel good because you have no idea what the offseason is going to be for the Chargers. So yeah, this game, like I said, the Chiefs, they're not even going to try in this game. So I'm actually going to go with the Chargers.
That's fair. I just think the Chargers are going to find some way to lose. Every time I think they should win a game this season, they just find a way to lose. So I think that's what's going to happen. But yeah, man, shout out to the Chargers. It's kind of like the season's like an Etch-a-Sketch. Just fucking shake that shit up and get rid of it, bro, because it was an awful season. And it sucks, though, too, because I hate to see a talented quarterback like Herbert have a wasted year like this, because it's kind of what it was, right? Just because of management. Poor decision-making is ultimately why you wasted an athlete's year of his career. So Rams aren't playing Stafford. That's good to know. That might change some things. I still think Rams get a win either way.
I'm going to change my pick now. I'll say 49ers. I think Sam Darnold will probably be enough, actually, for 49ers to win.
That's fair. I'm going to stick with the Rams. I'm sticking with the Rams. And then I'm sticking with the Chiefs, too, even though they're sitting everybody because the Chargers suck. But a game that is going to be a great game. The Bills, I think they have to win to get in. Let me pull this up real quick.
The Bills have to win.
They have to win. Clinch they can clinch the title? Wait a second. Huh?
Yeah, because they're playing the Dolphins head-to-head. So, yeah, they'll win the tiebreaker.
Crazy. That's crazy. We did not think the Bills were going to be in position to win the title for the AFC East. We thought Dolphins were going to walk away with it. But Dolphins took some losses the last couple of weeks, and they made this interesting as the Buffalo has been continuing to win. And they're on the road. They're in Miami, and they actually are favored to win this game. Dolphins already clinched the playoff berth. Is it because Dolphins are sitting some people? Is that why?
They're already the Dolphins. Dolphins want to win because they want to keep that home playoff game.
Right.
So the Dolphins have to win. They're playing. Both teams are playing everybody.
It's going to be a big game in Miami tonight. All the lights are going to be on the field, and I think Josh Allen versus I almost call him Puka Nacua versus Tua. Josh Allen versus Tua. That's what it's going to come down to. And I think who's got the better defense right now? Chubb. You don't have Chubb on the defense there for the Dolphins. They've been looking kind of shaky the last couple of weeks, and they've been taken advantage of, which I fully expect the Bills to be able to do. They've been dynamic enough, and they've done enough. And Josh Allen's been playing great. Been playing out of his mind, actually, the last couple of weeks. So I think that they actually go in and get the road win. They win the title, and they get themselves a home game. What a season! What a turnaround for the Bills actually to do that. And mostly, if you look at it on paper, I think the Dolphins could, they have a better team overall. But I think I'm just going with momentum and how things have been playing out. I think maybe this season, the whole story of the Dolphins, maybe that was too big for all of them, and it kind of caught up to them. The HBO Hard Knocks and all that. Like maybe everything kind of caught up to them. And they're a little worn out. That's what it seems like to me. They're a little worn out. But the Bills, they look like they're hungry for more. So that's why I'm going to go Bills on the road. Josh Allen gets a win. The spread is accurate, in my opinion. 2.5 point. It might be a 1 point game to end the game, or like a win by a field goal. But I think the Bills are ultimately the ones who are going to be able to do that. They're not playing in the cold weather. They're playing in a nice, sunny Florida. So I think they're going to be ready to go tonight, and they're going to get the win on the road. And the title. Wow. What do you think is going to happen in Miami? Bills versus Dolphins tonight, man.
Yeah, what a game. What a way to end the season right here. Sunday night, Bills, Dolphins, AFC East division there. So amazing. I say the Bills, what a story for their season. You're talking about a tale of two seasons, two halves here. Pre-Thanksgiving, they were a train wreck, and Trayvon Diggs hates Josh Allen and all this stuff, so it's like Stephon Diggs has crazy stuff. And then they really turned it around with the running game. James Cook and Josh Allen's actually, I won't say regressed, but it's like he's playing less hero ball since Thanksgiving as well. And they're winning more, which not saying anything about Josh Allen's talent. I think he's still top 3, like game changer level quarterback.
Right.
But he doesn't have to do that every game. That's what Lamar learned, for the whole year. You don't have to do that every play. So they have a formula. I mean, the Bills, they had injuries all year, but then they picked up like Rasul Douglas for the secondary, and
they picked up Leonard Fournette too, but I haven't seen him. I don't even know.
They're in his position. Very weird, very weird. Now with the Dolphins, man, you think they were flying high all year? Tyreek Hill was MVP candidate, like legit, until he got injured. Now, obviously he's not going to get any votes. Tua had his best season. He's top 3 quarterback stats wise,
right,
in the league. They got great coaching. I like the Dolphins. I really like. You got Jalen Ramsey, you got Xavier Howard on defense. Secondary is solid. That front 7 is a little, I won't say soft, but you know what I mean? It's not like elite up front. They got great secondary though, and they can score with anyone, man. It's so weird. It comes down to this game where they can slide out of just the division, slide into the wild card like that. If this game, I will say this: if this game goes overtime, this may be like your candidate for. I said it 2 years ago, where Chargers and Raiders, they were both teams need either win or tie to get into the playoffs. They got in overtime, and the Chargers elected to just, they got close to the end. They said, okay, we're just going to kill the clock, get the tie, we both go to the playoffs. But Chargers are doing it for themselves. They're just like, because if we lose, we're out.
Yeah.
If we tie, we guarantee we're in. If this goes overtime, the Bills can literally be like, you know what, like, if it gets close to the end, like, hey, let's go it down, and as long as we get in the playoffs. So, but I don't think it's gonna get that far. But I'm just saying, this is a weird game, man. This is a very weird game.
Right.
The Bills are the hot team right now. The Dolphins, we see them getting beat up by better teams all year. That's what the Dolphins season has been. Yes, I think they're good enough to make the playoffs, but I know they beat the Cowboys a couple weeks ago, but it wasn't convincing enough. You had the Cowboys on the road, but we know the Cowboys are trash on the road.
Right.
And you struggled with them in your house. I don't know if the Dolphins are, that's kind of how I look at the Lions. Like, the Lions are good. You're not like elite. And I think the same thing with the Dolphins. And Josh Allen, I think, owns them as well. So I talked myself into it. We're going with the Bills for the win to get the division, meaning that would slide them, I think, to the 4th seed. No, 3rd seed.
3rd seed. Second seed?
3rd seed. Let's see. No, because the 4th seed is going to go to like either the Jags, probably the Jags or Texans. So that will bump the Chiefs up because the Dolphins will slide out.
Yeah. So
that will bump the Chiefs up. You put actually no, because the Bills have what's the Bills record right now? Do they have 6 or 7 losses?
I think they have 7. Let me check.
Okay, because they got the tiebreaker with the Chiefs though. The Bills could technically, because
only 6, they're 10-6.
So they will have the tiebreaker over the Chiefs.
Yep.
So the Bills will literally jump. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, with a win, they can go to
unreal. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Bills, and then they're going to be getting ready for whoever ends up in a 7th seed for the AFC. Unreal. I'm shocked that it turned out like this.
Right, dude. It's like, how is this possible? We did not think this was a possibility, just a month ago that the Bills are going to be in this position. But shout out to the Bills, man. That's all it takes. You just got to put some wins together and believe in yourselves, and you could be in this position going into the playoffs, going from barely making it in to possibly the 2 seed with just a W. So shout out to the Bills. Shout out to the schedule makers also for having this happen. We got 6 games in the first window, 7 games in the second window, and then we got a fire game to end the day. I mean, what a slate we got. It's already kicked off. I know all the teams are going off. Let's give a quick little update for everybody. It is 7-3 Titans over the Jaguars right now towards the end of the first quarter. 13-0 Lions over the Vikings. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's 14-7. Falcons over the Saints with 4 minutes left in the first quarter. 3-0. Jets over the Patriots. A little bit left in the first quarter. 0-0 for the Buccaneers Panthers. Gotta fucking love it. But the first quarter is ending right now, and the Bengals are up on the Browns 13-0 with the first quarter ending right now. So all the games are going as we predicted, I guess. And, you know, some teams just aren't showing up today. Some teams just aren't showing up. That's just the way it goes. Hopefully everyone wins their bets. Hopefully everyone gets into the playoffs like they need to. And shout out to Knights and Cents, Dave Miller, and Two-Faced Mutilators, my homie Kyle, for being in the Super Bowl of our fantasy league. One of these teams will win today, and it'll be the end of the first inaugural season. I've already decided, you know, the winner is going to get the Amazon gift card, and second place is going to get Amazon gift card and all that. I'm also going to do something new because ESPN does it. I'm going to get the winner a banner that says that they are the 2023 fantasy football champion. So a little banner for you rather than a trophy. I'm like, let's do banners. Let's hang up banners. So I think I'm going to get someone a banner, whoever wins this game today. So shout out to the fantasy league. Shout out to everyone who participated in the fantasy league and made it as fun as it was. And next year's going to be just as crazy probably. So
yeah,
I think
I think with this being, like I said, the inaugural season, definitely next season, we want to make sure we appreciate like everyone's feedback, and we want to make sure we're communicating everything what we feel that we need for the league. Definitely, I think Austin's he's really been taking the lead of pushing this and getting this whole league together. It's Syl Nation, so it's all of us. So we want to make sure everybody's having a good time in the league. So just definitely hit me up, hit up Austin if he's not swamped too much about the league next season, because I think we just want to, like I said, we want this to improve every year. I think it's been a great kickoff year. Feedback, what worked, probably what didn't work. Just everybody, saying just let's talk.
Yeah, and, exactly.
I think these are the two best teams in my. I gotta blame my Lions. Jameer Gibbs, he didn't show up just like the Lions didn't. So it's like. That's why I'm out of the playoffs. So I'm not picking any Lions next season for my fantasy team. But definitely it was a fun year. But that's what I mean as far as with our community, communication is a big thing. We're all having a good time with sports. It's been such a cool branch out because we're just adding more and more every year with what we're doing, and somehow I'm getting more and more busy every day. And it's like, I think we really got this sports stuff, off the ground, man. And so it's just another level with the fantasy.
Hell yeah. I'm just glad everyone had a good time. And we got the 16 teams filled out, and then everyone was pretty active as well all season long. It was a lot of fun, and the draft was a lot of fun. There's going to be more fun to be had. So if you want to be a part of it, obviously there's more. We can do more teams. There's a lot of people out there that I know that didn't get in, like Leon was trying to get in. Marcus is trying to get in. So if there's more people that want to be in the league, hey, well, more the merrier. And you can be part of the fun, man. This is a good time. Yeah, I know. MTJ. Gibbs. Nah.
Yeah, I probably should have. Yeah. And Necron talking about the Lakers. Yeah, definitely. With this being the end of the countdown and Austin's having this just a mini hiatus, I'm gonna start doing reaction streams and videos for like the big game. So I may debut one tonight after it's Bills Dolphins because that's a huge game.
Huge.
I'm circling like prime time games that everyone's going to talk about, because like last night with the Colts and Texans, I know I'm going to talk about it. Austin to talk about it, but everybody else really didn't want. We're going to talk about that. This Bills Dolphins is a pretty big game, and so I may go live and do like a reaction to that. And definitely doing one for college football championship tomorrow.
You gotta
Washington. So
that's huge. Yeah, in tournament champs. All right, cool, dude. Yeah, right. Yeah,
the Lakers. Hey, I have no problem calling my team trash. I'm okay.
Yeah, right. You've been here, Necron. We've been talking about the Bears all fucking season. What are we talking about?
I know they're trash. Yeah, I'll say that for the NBA streams.
So make sure you subscribe, obviously, to SylNation Sports Network and Syl himself, and following on Twitter X, so you keep up to date with all what's going on. I'm taking a little hiatus and taking a little Mecca trip. But I will be back. We'll be back for the Daytona 500, and we'll be back for the trade deadline and all that free agency starting. And obviously the NFL draft, we'll be talking about that. So stay locked in. Make sure you're subscribed here. Make sure you subscribe on SylNation Sports Network, and keep a part of the conversation. That's the whole point. We want to talk with y'all and talk sports, because we can only talk comic books and movies so much, especially when playoffs are happening. Man, that's all we want to talk about. That's all we want to talk about, bro.
And side note, because I know you're about to close this, like you said, we got the geek stuff going on as well. More Rebel Moon coverage. Appreciate everyone rocking out on my review on that. That's been a lot of fun. Now I'm gonna start doing deep dives on characters and arcs in the film. Like, I'm gonna have a lot of fun breaking down, because this is the surface stuff. Like,
so much.
The review, I kept saying in my review, I was like, I'm gonna touch on that later, because I just gotta get a straight up review out. Now we can deep dive. So that's one aspect that we're going to continue. And then this pop culture shit, man. Oh my goodness. The Cat Williams video. That's a YouTube short, but it's about to hit 50,000 views.
That's crazy.
Today. Insane. So that just means less time for me, more time me making videos, because we gotta feed. We got the geek stuff, we got the sports stuff. Now just all the pop culture. We got to feed everybody, so it's all good.
Putting our footprint all over the map, dude. That's what it's about. Hell yeah, dude. And so many opinions out there, so many dumb opinions out there. Let's get some good ones. Let's get some good ones. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, make sure you're locked in to Syl, and locked into everything you need to be around Syl's Geek Network, the pop culture and all that. And obviously be locked in over here. Make sure you're locked into Skywalker's channel, Necron's channel, because Syl is going to be ramping up a whole lot more now that the holidays are over and we're back at the engagement event. So make sure you're locked in on that. A lot of people want to let's watch cartoons, guys. Let's be effective about it. All right. That's what we're doing. But anyways, everyone could jock the style, but not everyone could be us. That's all I've learned over this past year. You know what I'm saying? That's all I've learned. But thank you everyone for being here. It's been an amazing good countdown season. Every single Sunday we've been here, even when we had to pre-record the stream and put it out. Wouldn't be as fun if everybody wasn't here, if Money Train wasn't here talking shit in the chat, if Necron wasn't here talking shit in the chat, if Israel wasn't just having a good time because the 49ers are so good. If it wasn't for all y'all being here, it wouldn't be as fun. So I appreciate all y'all. I know Syl appreciates all y'all too. So thank you. We'll be back for season 3, and we'll be back for more football coverage after the season's over. So don't go anywhere. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, and keep the notifications on, because we'll be back. And I appreciate y'all. Till then, have a good playoffs. Good luck to all y'all teams, and hopefully they win unless they're facing the Buccaneers. And hopefully the Buccaneers make the fucking playoffs. So for me and Syl, to all you, peace out, everybody. Till next time. Peace.